Ooh, yeah, baby. All right, so StreamYard just let me know that I'm live. So now all I need to do is wait for YouTube to let you know that I'm live. And then you will officially know that the show is back in full effect tonight. It is Friday. So while I got my S20 Ultra 5 gangster in hand here, we'll wait for YouTube to send out the notifications. And then we will officially begin tonight's festivities because that's what we do here on Friday night. So we got a couple of people out there in the chat. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Like, okay. Oh, I'm out there. What do I'm only seeing 5 people in the chat. All right, there we go. We're catching up. They're waiting for YouTube to let people know we're live. Is YouTube gonna let you know though? Is YouTube gonna send out the notification? I mean, I don't know. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So YouTube has now sent out the notification so everybody knows that we are live. Woo, yeah. So welcome back to the show, the best Friday night live stream on the whole YouTube. We're here. We're live. It's Friday. I'll wait for a few of you all to come into the chat before we officially begin. But should be a fun one. Should be a fun live stream. It's always interesting when you got this particular debate topic or whatever. So we shall see how the evening progresses. And yeah. But there are 15 people in the chat. And I think I should go ahead and I should start this evening festivity because, yeah, that is the thing to do. That is the thing to do. So let's start wasting time. And speaking of time, current time, 6:32 p.m. Central Standard Time, which means you are in the right place. You are on the right YouTube channel, baby. Yes. Woo! Welcome back to Vibe Live, your Friday Night Vibe. Let me calm down and get into the introduction and begin tonight's festivities because we are here. Woo! So, if you're new here, this is the part of the live stream where I'm going to need you to turn your volume down. Because if you don't turn your volume down, I will not be held responsible for what your neighbors think about you listening to some loud dude on YouTube. That's on you, not on me. That's on you, not on me. Now that we got that disclaimer out of the way, we can officially begin. Oh, yeah. Woo! My favorite part of the entire live stream because I have no idea what the hell is about to happen after this intro. Just don't know. But enough of the shenanigans. It's time for your boy to go to work. Oh, I love what I do. I love what I do. Woo! What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, and we are live. Woo! Welcome to Friday Night Vibe, baby. Woo! Oh, yes. It is that day again. We are back. We are live on YouTube. Now, before I get started with this evening festivity, let me see who I got in the chat tonight, baby. First on the list is Jason C. What's up, Jason? How you doing, baby? How you doing? We got my man Alan Osborne out there. What's up, Alan? How you doing? Of course, we got Tech for Your Need. What's up, Tech for Your Need? How you doing? We got the Norwegian sensation, Evid A. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? How you doing? We got Mike West. What's up, Mike? How you doing? And of course, it's F Nick out there in the cut. What's up, F Nick? How you doing? We got Simple Tech in the building. What's up, bro? How you doing? How you doing? And we got John Michelle. What's up, John? How you doing, baby? How you doing? And we got Jazz Culture Tech. What's up, bro? How you doing? How you doing? And we got What's in Your Pocket. What's up, bro? How you doing? And of course, my enforcers in the cut, Genosis. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? How you doing? And we got the exquisite one. Exquisite blessings out there. Hey, exquisite, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, we got Gam Cast. What's up, Gam Cast? How you doing? And we got Josephine DeSchmidt. Hey, Josephine, how you doing? How you doing? And of course, my dude 504's in the cut. What's up, bro? How you doing, baby? How you doing? And we got my homie from the UK, Marvin Wallace. What's up, bro? How you doing? And let's see who else is out there. Let me wait. Nope. Okay, let me go. Oh, we got 2 phones for free. What's up, bro? How you doing, man? How you doing? And tech loving mamas out there. Hey, mama, how you doing? And Marcus Ban is on the cut. What's up, Marcus? How you doing, baby? How you doing? And Manny Sanchez is out there in the cut. What's up, Manny? How you doing, baby? How you doing? And Kenny Man is out there. What's up, Kenny? How you doing, man? How you doing? And who else we got? Oh, we got W.L. Wesley Jr. What's up, bro? How you doing? How you doing? The monkey will not be required tonight. The monkey will not be required tonight. It is what it is. But that is what we got. We got 30 people in the chat. Welcome to the show. For those of y'all that are lurking, because there's a lot of you that are usually lurk, what's happening? How y'all doing? You know where you at. So, you see the topic of the live stream. Tonight, I'm going to bring up an old debate, the timeless debate that never dies. iOS versus Android. You know, some people might be preparing for like a fanboy flame war and things like that tonight, but it's not going to be quite like that. It's going to be a logical discussion about iOS versus Android. Because, truth be told, right now in 2020, it doesn't really matter which side of the ledger you're on anymore. Oh, look at this! We ain't even got started yet. And 504 is blessing the live stream with a 1008 super chat. He is doubling his usual contribution. What's up, bruh? I appreciate you, 504. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As always, you guys know that you can super chat me. That is pretty cool. I appreciate that. However, if you don't want YouTube to take a percentage of your super chat, because they take 30% because they're greedy bastards, you have the option to buy me a coffee. There is a link in the description for you to do that. And if for whatever reason the link is not there, let me know. But it looks like it isn't there, so that's cool. But yes, you have the option to buy me a coffee. Link is in the description. But yes, iOS versus Android. Wait, what's going on here? Nope. Okay, cool. Yes, iOS versus Android. So I am the captain of Team Apple, but I just got this Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra 5 Gangster 5G, and I got a few notes on here I want to look at as it relates to this particular topic. So, let's get into the stuff. So, I think when you talk about iOS versus Android, you're basically talking about the walled garden versus an open field. Now, what I mean by that is if you know anything about the way iOS is handled by Apple, you know that it's pretty walled up, meaning that when you buy an iPhone, you have like your messaging app, your email app, things like that. Apple has all their default apps on your iPhone, and you can't change the default. So let's say if you are reading an email, and in the email there's an address, and you click on the address to map it out, that address is going to open up into Apple Maps. It is not going to open up into Google Maps. It's not going to open into Waze or anything like that. It is going to exclusively open in Apple Maps because iOS is a walled garden. The way the code works over there is kind of it's a closed system, basically. Apple does not allow third-party apps to communicate with each other, only except in certain situations. And basically, when you are communicating with apps, you're basically communicating with Apple's own first-party app. So, like, if you're in Instagram, right, and you go to check out an Instagram profile, and you know how you have the option to email somebody. If you're in iOS and you click on email, it is opening up the email in the iOS Mail app, which is just completely garbage, but that's neither here nor there. But you are emailing that person if and only if you have an iOS email account open or that app is going to open up. So it's a walled garden. You got to pretty much play by Apple rules, but that is iOS. However, that is not the case on Android. No. Android allows you to change defaults. So if you get a Samsung Galaxy S20 or a Galaxy S20 Ultra and you don't like Samsung's text messaging app, guess what? You can download the official Android messaging app and make that one the default. So whenever you go to send a text message, that text message will be sent from whatever you set as the default app. So you got a lot more options and flexibility on the Android side as opposed to the iOS side. It's always been this way. Although in the last like couple of years, Apple has kind of opened it up a little bit, just a crack, just a smidgen, not too much. There are rumors that Apple may allow us to change the default mail, calendar, and web browsing applications on iOS 14. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, we got D Nimmin. What's up, D Nimmin? D Nimmin uses iOS for mobile devices and PC for computer. Yep. Good way to be. Use the best of both worlds. No doubt. The Nimminati is in the cut. But yes, Android is more open. It allows for more customization. It's more flexible. It allows you to play by your own rules. You really can't do that in iOS. So, like I said earlier, it's walled garden versus open field. Do whatever the hell you want to do. And that's iOS versus Android for that particular instance. Again, the cool thing about Android, like I was just alluding to though, is that it allows for ultimate it allows you to make your phone yours, basically. It allows you to customize, you can change themes. Like I said earlier, you can change the default app. You can pretty much install apps from wherever. On iOS devices, you can only install apps from the App Store, mostly. I think there is like a way to get around that a little bit, but not really. On Android, Android does allow you to install apps from third-party app stores and unknown sources. If you choose to do that, I wouldn't recommend doing that, by the way, unless you know what the hell you're doing. But I digress. Android allows you to install from unknown sources. iOS does not. So basically, again, you can make your Android phone your own. You can do whatever you want. You can get apps from whatever you want. It is legit. So if you want more customization, if you want more ownership over your phone and your device, Android has that advantage over iOS and always has and always will. The other interesting thing that we don't really talk about too much when it comes to iOS versus Android is device choice options. Obviously, if you're rocking with iOS, you have a limited number of options as it relates to cell phones. Basically, it's the iPhone, 6 and above now. Anything older than the 6, and you're not really running. So anything iPhone 6 and newer, you can buy. But on the Android side, I mean, good Lord, you got hundreds of device options on Android. I mean, you got Samsung, you got Google, you got LG, you got Huawei. Well, no, not so much anymore. But you got Sony, you got Asus. I mean, good God Almighty, Android has hundreds of options as it relates to actual devices that you want to use to access Android. And of course, on iOS, you are limited to what Apple presents or offers on iOS. Basically, iPhone 6 and newer, which they're still actually I think 6S now. So iPhone 6S and newer are the phones that they're still supporting officially. But if you want to have more device choice options, you are definitely looking at Android in that department. But as it relates to device supporting and things like that, iOS devices are definitely supported longer because there's a lot less of them, and because Apple has control over hardware and software. So since Apple has that tight integration with the way iOS works, they are able to provide longer support for their devices. Unless you buy like a Google Pixel device or maybe a OnePlus device or something like that, you might get 1-2 years tops on support on your Android device before it pretty much put out the patcher. And oh my God, if you buy a Samsung device, you'd be lucky if you get like a year and a half too, maybe. But Android devices are not supported as long as iOS devices are because there are too many of them, and each individual Android OEM pretty much dictates how long they're going to support their particular devices. So there is no standard, there is no like agreed upon way between manufacturers about how long they'll support their own Android devices. It's basically their discretion. So you are at the mercy of that particular manufacturer as it relates to how long they will support your Android device. That is not an issue with Apple. If you buy an iPhone, there's a good chance it will get at least 4 to 5 years of support by Apple before you have to upgrade, and that is just it. Now, the cause and effect of this increased support on iPhone and Android, I mean, not on iPhone, the effect of having this increased support on the iOS side with iPhones is that iPhones have a higher resale value. Well, I should say they hold their resale value for a lot longer usually than their Android counterparts. I mean, hell, as soon as you buy an Android phone, the damn thing depreciates immediately. Not immediately, immediately depreciates once you buy it. iPhones a little bit, but like I said, iPhones hold their retail value for a lot longer than Android because number one, um, they got longer support than Android. So, like I said, if you buy an iPhone, it'll get at least 4 or 5 years of support. So, if you buy an iPhone and 2 years later you want to get another phone, you'll be able to sell that iPhone for a lot more than you will be able to sell an Android counterpart because that iPhone that you have will be supported for at least another 2 years after the fact. So, because iPhones have such a strong, they're strongly covered by Apple, it allows the retail value to go up. Not to mention, Apple makes their iPhones with like premium parts, which also increases the retail value and things like that. So, yeah, if you are looking to hold your phone for a long period of time, and at the end of that time you want to sell your phone back, you definitely want to be looking at iOS and iPhone because you're gonna get your money worth more with iPhone. Now, I hate when I'm doing these live streams and I'll be trying to talk to y'all, and my brain is saying one thing, but my voice is actually saying something different. Very annoying. Very annoying. That's why, if you plan on going live for an extended period of time, you got to have hydration on deck. Tonight, your boy Rocky with Hawaiian Punch. I mean, those of y'all that been with me for like the past 2 years, you know how I do. We got Hawaiian Punch on deck. Let's see. All right, so here's another thing. Oh, before we get there, security. I made an entire video talking about this, but if we are talking about OS security, iOS is definitely more secure than Android. I mean, think about it. I just told you guys that there are hundreds of devices to choose from on the Android side, and the support of those devices is at the mercy of that individual Android manufacturer. So because you got so many devices on the Android side, and you got so many different ways that manufacturers choose to support their Android devices, you got a lot more security holes over there on Android, not to mention the fact that Android is open source. So, but anybody can get in there and manipulate code and things like that. So, iOS again is a closed system. Not as many iOS devices to get into and things like that. And again, it's a closed system, which Apple has the majority of the control over. So you're not getting in there manipulating code that much. So iOS is definitely more secure than Android. Although I will say that Google has done a lot over the past 5 years to tighten up Android security. If you have an Android device, you will notice that when you go into the Play Store to download apps, a lot of the apps are Play Protect verified, which means that they have been vetted to be safe and not have malware and things like that. So even though I'm telling you that iOS is more secure, it's not like Android is the Wild Wild West. Google has really tightened up their security over the past 5 years on Android. And I think they have something called Project Titan or something that increases security as well over there on the Android side. So between Play Protect and Project Titan, Google has done a lot to tighten up Android security. So Android is secure. It's just that iOS is just a little bit more secure given the way that iOS is designed. iOS is designed with security in mind. Android, not so much. But again, Google has tightened up security a lot over the past 5 years on Android. So they have definitely locked that down. Basically, if you have an Android device and you don't sideload apps or you don't download apps outside of the Play Store, you're good. If you choose to download an app outside of the Play Store, then you're opening yourself up for hurting. But as long as you just download your app from within the Play Store, you should be fine. But again, if we're talking about the overall security per se, iOS is definitely more secure, even though Android has tightened up over the past 5 years. So then we got to talk about app quality, right? App quality as far as like apps and how they look, run, things like that. I mean, I think it's widely known that apps look and run better usually on iOS. Now, this is not always the case, but a majority of the time, apps look and run better on iOS. And most of the time, apps will launch first on iOS. This is basically because developers know that there's more money to be made developing for iOS. And plus, it's easier usually to develop for iOS because you have less devices to worry about as opposed to Android, where you got like hundreds of the devices in the wild, and you got to account for all types of screen sizes and device manufacturers and Android skins and things like that. So It's a lot more difficult, I think, to develop for Android because there's so many more variables on the Android side. You got a lot less variables on the iPhone side. So most apps do look and run better on iPhone because it's just easier to lock that down. But what I've noticed using both platforms is that sometimes Android apps have more features than iPhone apps, which is sometimes it's perplexing because I don't understand how like an Android app will have a feature that's not available on iPhone and things like that. But yeah, there are times where there's an Android app or there's an app that's available for both iOS and Android, but for whatever reason, the Android app has more features. Take the official Twitter app for example. In the official Twitter app, now I don't think it's like this anymore, but back, I think sometime last year, if you open up the official Twitter app for both iOS and Android, if you typed in a hashtag, Android would auto suggest possible hashtags that you were trying to type in, and the Android app would also tell you if those hashtags were trending or not. Now, I think this has been added to iOS since last year, so iOS has now matched this, but before, that is something that you could only get on the Android Twitter app. For whatever reason, if you type in a hashtag, the iOS app will not respond that way. So it's kind of weird. I don't understand it, but yeah, there are some times where there are situations where Android apps will have more features than their iOS counterparts. It's kind of weird. I don't understand, but I mean, but by and large, apps do look and run better on iOS. It is a thing. Instagram is a perfect example. I think Instagram is practically tailor-made for iOS, even though it is available on Android. Anybody that's used Instagram on both Android and iOS know that Instagram is practically tailor-made for iOS. It works on Android, but not nearly as good as it works on iOS. It is what it is. Like I said, I think Instagram was practically made for iOS and probably ported over to Android. That's why. But that's just something that's what it is. Apps are usually developed for iOS first, and they come to Android later on. Like HQ Trivia, it was a popular app 2 years ago, I think. HQ Trivia was developed and put on iOS first, and then gradually it got ported over to Android. So again, apps are usually made and developed for iOS first, and then they're ported to Android later on, or whatever the case may be. They usually look and run better on iOS, but again, sometimes you got more app features on the Android side of the ledger. I don't know. So two phones are saying that nothing is secure. That was not my argument. My argument has nothing to do with whether or not something is secure. The only argument I was making is that iOS is more secure. I mean, there's really no arguing this. I don't know. When I made the video like last year, I think I made that video. People were like trying to argue this with me. There's no arguing this, bro. Like iOS is more secure. It's more secure by its nature. It's a closed system. Android is open. iOS is more secure just by the way it's designed. But it's just more secure. Period. It is what it is. But that's not to say that iOS is like Fort Knox, because we've seen malware and things get loose on iOS. So we know that it's not perfect. But if we're talking about which one is more secure, it has been proven time and time again that iOS is definitely more secure than Android. So then we get to talking about OS stability. Now, before this year, I would have told you that iOS ran laps around Android as it relates to iOS or operating system stability, meaning that the operating system is more stable. Apps don't force close. Apps run smoother, better. They stay open, things like that. It used to be that iOS was leaps and bounds ahead of Android. Then iOS 13 happened. Bruh. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there at the spaceship at Cupertino, but iOS 13 has been a buggy mess. Now, yes, Apple has done a lot to patch it up, but when it came out initially for public release back in September of last year, iOS 13 was a buggy mess. Android 10, by contrast, was not a buggy mess. Android this year, I would say, is a lot more smooth and stable than iOS. Even now, with the way iOS 13 has been updated by Apple, Android 10 runs better. It's more stable. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I got the S20 Ultra right here. I got the iPhone 13. I mean, I did the iPhone 11, iPhone 13. What the hell? I got the iPhone from the future, apparently. I got the iPhone 11 right here. So I view both iOS 13 and Android 10. Android 10 is more stable. It runs better. I mean, I don't know. It's like Apple is slipping up in the OS stability department. So Android has caught up and passed Apple in some ways as far as OS stability. They're back in the day, excuse me, back in the day when Android was first coming up, you used to have a lot of forced closes and apps just crashing and things like that. That is not the case no more. Today, you get more iOS apps that are forced closing and crashing than Android apps. Android apps are stable. They run smooth. They don't force close. They don't crash. So yeah, man, iOS like today is not as stable as Android 10. Android 10 is more stable right now than iOS 13. I didn't think I would ever say that, but that is just what it is. Apple has kind of fallen off with that. Hopefully they'll get back on track with iOS 14. But until they do, yeah, Android is going to be your more stable OS, which is kind of crazy coming from the captain of Team Apple. But hey, like I said, this is a non-partial live stream. I'm telling you all the pros and cons of both OS, baby. It is what it is. Yeah, I know, right? I got the iPhone 12. I got the iPhone 13, bro. What you talking about? I got the iPhone 13. It's hot. All right, so when we're talking about iOS versus Android, and we're talking about which operating system is more like innovative and leading the charge, definitely goes to Android. It seems like the Android manufacturers are more willing to push the envelope. Samsung, I see you. Congrats. But yeah, the Android and the OEMs on the Android side definitely are willing to take more risks. They are definitely willing to be more innovative than iOS and Apple. So, oh yes, it's sad. I mean, but then again, this is Apple business practice. Apple business practice is to sit back and watch how things work out before they dip their toe into it. And then once it's stable enough, then they'll dip their toe into it and present their solution to the issue. But again, that's not really a way to lead. That means Android is taking the lead and Apple is following when it comes to innovation and bringing new features to the OS. So we had the notch, right? So Apple introduced the notch. I know some of you all gonna say, "Oh, the Essential phone introduced the notch." Listen, bro, that was a damn cutout. That was not a notch. The Essential phone introduced a cutout. Chill out. But iPhone brought the notch mainstream, and then you had all these Android OEMs follow suit. So in that particular instance, Android was following Apple, copying the notch. But when everybody like just moaned and bitched and complained about the notch, the Android OEM was like, "Oh hell no, we gotta get away from this ugly grandma saggy titty notches. We gotta get away from this." So what did the Android OEM do? Samsung in particular, and shout out to Samsung because they never embraced the notch. Samsung was the one Android OEM that said, "The hell with your notch, we're not going." But Samsung went on and created the hole punch display, and a lot of Android OEMs followed suit with the hole punch. And then some even took it further, like OnePlus, creating completely bezel-less displays with no hole punch or nothing like that. So this is legit, man. The Android OEMs are more innovative than the Apple engineers working with iOS. So Samsung definitely is at the forefront of innovation. I mean, you got the Galaxy Fold, the Galaxy Z Flip. They're making foldable phones. You got other Android OEMs making foldable devices. Samsung, fun fact, Samsung was the first OEM to introduce wireless charging into the world. It wasn't Apple. It was Samsung. It took a couple of years before it caught on, but eventually Apple finally caught on with wireless charging with the iPhone 8. But Samsung had wireless charging back in on the Galaxy S6, I think. So Samsung was the first to the game with wireless charging. I won't even talk about how Apple removed their headphone jack because that's not really innovation. That's like subtraction. That's like courage, as they call it over there at the spaceship in Cupertino. But we won't talk about their courage because we know why they were courage. We know why they had courage. But I digress. But Samsung introduced wireless charging. Samsung introduced fast charging. I mean, Samsung introduced Samsung introduced foldable phones to the market, more or less. We won't mention the Flex Pro Royale because that doesn't really count. But man, wait. What was Huawei? Wireless charger? I don't think no wireless charging. Wireless charger was not Huawei. I am pretty sure Samsung had wireless charger first. Now I know Huawei does their fair share of innovating. Like they had the square camera module first and things like that. Huawei cameras have been on point, but when we're talking about wireless charging, I am pretty sure that Huawei did not have wireless charging first. Samsung was definitely first to the game with wireless charging. But yeah, Samsung has done a lot. Samsung and Huawei both have done a lot to innovate on the Android side. And Tim Cook and Craig Federico just sitting back looking at them, and they're like deciding when they want to jump in and innovate. Now that's not to say that Apple and iOS doesn't innovate, because they do, but they're just extremely late to the party more often than not. So if you want innovation, if you want an OS that's going to push the boundaries of your devices, you definitely want to be looking at Android. He said, let me go ask Google. So Simple Tech said removing the headphone jack was courage and the right move. Oh, it was courage, all right. I don't think it was the right move, but it was definitely courage. I mean, there are still millions of people with wired headphones that need to plug into a headphone jack that no longer can, only ignore devices. So I don't know if that's the right move. Plus, most creatives and professionals need a headphone jack. So I don't know if I can agree with that. That was the right move, but I mean, I guess if you want to say it was necessary for product innovation and going and moving forward with what you could put in hardware at large, then yes. But the right move, I don't think so. Like Ethnic said, Apple is strategically late to the party, but that means that Android is usually the one innovating, and Apple is Apple is not innovating. So Alan said that the Note 5 was the first Samsung phone with wireless charging. I don't know what the first phone with wireless charging was. I thought it was a Samsung phone, but maybe it wasn't a Samsung phone. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I mean, I got a Samsung. I got a Google device here. Let's see what Google says. What was the first device with wireless charging?
According to PowerMat, Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge was the first to come with wireless charging as a basic option. Android users have been enjoying inductive wireless charging for quite some time now.
I mean, I am not the smartest person in the world, but there's a reason why I call myself the man about tech, because I happen to be buried in this stuff. So when I tell you that Samsung was the first to the mainstream of wireless charging, and Google just back me up, I mean, sometimes y'all might want to listen to Viper. Listen to Viper. That's like the new hashtag of 2020. Listen to Viper. Hashtag listen to Viper. Thank you very much. But yes, Samsung was the first to mainstream wireless charging. So that's what it is. So yes, Samsung is definitely usually at the forefront of innovation. I mean, hell, Samsung was the first OEM to bring big screen phones with the Note, the original Galaxy Note. The original Galaxy Note paved the way for what we have right now today. I mean, hell, we got this S20 Ultra. We got this iPhone 11 Pro Max. I mean, but none of this would be possible without the original Samsung Galaxy Note. So again, when you're talking about innovation in hardware and hell, sometimes in software, Samsung is definitely at the forefront. We won't mention the Galaxy Note 7 because that was a little bit too much innovation, but I digress. Woo! Okay, all right, let's see what we got. So, I just broke down all of these pros and cons of both OSs, but ultimately, it's not really iOS versus Android anymore. Basically, what it comes down to is your work-life balance. It is a personal thing. It is a personal preference, more or less. If we're being honest with each other, you're gonna get pretty much the same results whether you use iOS or Android, right? Obviously, they both do the same thing. They just take different routes to get there. But I don't know if one is inherently better than the other here in 2020. I prefer to use iOS because it is better at connecting a group of devices. It has a better ecosystem than Android. But I like using Android devices as well because I have the choice of customizing my phone. Android devices usually have more features and functionality. Android devices have multitasking. Android devices have multitasking. Tim Cook, Craig Federici, do research. Put it on iPhone tomorrow. Thank you very much. But yeah, even though I prefer iOS and iPhones, I like using Android because they have multitasking. I can change default apps. I can choose from a wider range of device options. So Android has their advantages over iOS, but iOS is more connected. The ecosystem just cannot be defeated, even in 2020. And I would say if you have like a large family or just a little family in general, and you want to keep the family connected, iOS is definitely a better bet because iOS has better device continuity um, between Apple devices. I mean, I know Samsung has a little bit of an ecosystem going on, but they don't have nearly the device continuity with software that iOS has with Apple devices. So if you have a family and you want to communicate with your family in the best way and be able to use features and functions across all your family's devices, you definitely want to be looking at Apple. But again, if you want customization, if you want to use your phone the way you want to use your phone, if you want more features and functionality, if you want more innovation, if you want to be a rebel, you want Android. It is what it is. But again, all this depends on you. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what Marquette Brownlee says. It doesn't matter what John Prosser says. It doesn't matter what Taylor Tech says. It doesn't matter what anybody says. You have to evaluate your own situation and figure out what works best for you and your family. Now, obviously, if it's just you, it's a lot easier because then you just need to figure out what you like best between iOS and Android and then make your decision. But if you have a family that you have to think about, then you have to figure out what is going to work best for your family. What do they prefer? What will connect you easier? Again, I would say look at Apple devices, but maybe you want Android. Maybe your family likes Android. But this is no longer an iOS versus Android argument anymore. They both do the same stuff. They will both get you to the same destination, even if they take different routes. They are going to get you to the same destination. The question becomes, what works best for your workflow? What works best for your family? That is what you need to look at and evaluate before you make a decision on whether you want to get into the Android side of things or the iOS side of things. Does anybody have any questions, comments about anything I just explained for like the last 36 minutes? So if you got questions, you got comments about it, if you want to ask me something, if you want to clarify something I said, please do. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I have my moments. All right, let's see what we got. Janelle said nobody wants to be tech support in a family. Go iOS. Yeah, if you don't want to have to like teach people how to use the tech, you definitely want to go iOS. iOS is the more easier operating system to figure out and use. So I would definitely, he's right about that. iOS is more simple to use. Let's see. Simple Tech said, now I hear both ways. People tell me that there's multitasking in iPhone, then they tell me there's not. There's no, God, no. Listen very closely. I am the captain of Team Apple. I have been using iPhone since 2011. There is no damn multitasking on iPhone. I don't know if there ever has been multitasking on iPhone. Now, what perplexes me about this particular situation is that there is multitasking on iPad. And iPad, up until last year, ran iOS. So it perplexes me and infuriates me to no end why there's no multitasking on iPhone when there is on iPad, and it's practically the same damn code. But again, there's no multitasking on iPhone. Bruh, don't let anybody tell you there's multitasking on iPhone. They're a bunch of lying assholes if they tell you that. There's no multitasking on iPhone. There's app switching. App switching is not multitasking. It's switching a damn app. Let's not get it confused, people. Don't confuse the two. There is app switching and there's app multitasking. They are different things. When I pick up this that's the iPhone. When I pick up this S20 Ultra, I can really multitask. If I want to tweet and watch YouTube at the same time, I can do that. If I want to run two apps side by side on this phone, I can do that. Whereas on this little crap, I can't do that. But yeah, can't believe people are actually arguing about the iPhone having multitasking. No, what the hell it does not. Stop it. Stop lying to people. All right, let's see. Joke's crazy. But yeah, don't get me started on iPhone and multitasking. I've been bitching about this for a long time. I hope they change. I hope they change it with iOS 14. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. I don't see it. I don't understand it. But whatever. But yeah. Yeah, no multitasking on iPhone. Like I said, it's infuriating because it's on iPad, which runs the same code or some of the same code as iPhone, but Apple just holds it from iPhone for whatever reason. I don't know, but whatever. I digress. Any other questions, comments, clarification about anything I said tonight? Let me know. Otherwise, I'll move into what else is pissing me off. It kind of started to piss me. It started to piss me off now. It's definitely starting to piss me off. I understand it, but I'm starting to get pissed off by other stuff that's happening, which I'll get into here in a minute. Let's see. Janosa said, if you call YouTube background audio only as multitasking on iPhone, no, please stop it. That's a convenience. That ain't multitasking. That's a necessary evil because because iPhone won't allow you to do picture in picture for whatever reason. It's ridiculous and garbage. Oh my god. How do we have these big iPhones and they can't do picture in picture? Like what oh boy. Okay, whatever. Next time I warn you to turn the volume down, huh? I will see what I can do. I can't make any promises, because sometimes I just go off on tangents like bam. I can't make any promises, but I will do what I can. I will do what I can. Oh. I said that was almost a much about the intro. I have my moments. I have my moments. I have my moments. All right, let's see. Janosa said, when did we get the first plus size iPhone? iPhone 6 Plus, no picture-in-picture since. Exactly. And that was in 2014, Janosa. So in 2014 is when Apple first introduced plus size iPhone. We are now 6 years later in 2020, and no picture-in-picture, no actual multitasking for iPhones in sight. 6 damn years, and still we can't multitask on iPhone. It's ridiculous. The closest thing that Apple and iPhone have got to multitasking is split view. I'm sorry, split view is not multitasking. That's a bunch of crap. The split view is not multitasking. But whatever. Oh boy. Okay. All right, Montreal says Samsung released wireless charging back cover with the S3, S4, and S5. I think I remember that. I think, but like Google said, and like I said earlier, they didn't put it into the phones until the S6. So yeah, but yeah, like I said, Samsung has been at the forefront of innovation for like the last decade, damn near, when as far as smartphone hardware is concerned. So it is what it is. All right, so since we seem to be cool, nobody has any questions about that. Oh wait, nope, we got one question. Even has a real honest question. If you have two iPhones, can you then multitask or maybe triplet? Oh, Jesus. Stop. Just stop. Just stop it right now. Just stop that noise. Just quit it. I mean, at that point, you might as well just tape them together like the LG. And actually, if you tape two iPhones together, you can make the iPhone LG G8 dual screen device. I guess we can call it the LG iPhone at that point. I mean, good lord, what are we talking about here? I mean, we go hold it together with bubble gum and paper clips. I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, we can hold it together with bubble gum and paper clips. We can MacGyver two iPhones together and call it the LG iPhone dual screen G8 6X monkey crap. That's what we can do right now. That's what we can do. Woo! Okay, all right. So, the other thing that's really starting to alarm me and piss me off. The rampant cancellations of tech events in 2020. Now, before y'all say Viper's insensitive and Viper doesn't care, I understand why these events are being canceled. Obviously we have the beer flu running amok. It is basically putting people's lives in danger. People have died because of the beer flu. I understand that. So the precautions need to be taken. But the overall death rate of the beer flu is not high enough, I don't think, to warrant declaring a state of emergency. And it only, I mean, from what I've seen, it only impacts people of a certain age group, and that's unfortunately it's older people, more like I think in the like 70s and above, maybe. Even though people younger have died, but the majority of the fatalities have been people 70 or older. this overreaction of all these event cancellations and things like that, it kind of it I don't understand. I don't really I don't know, man. I feel like there's better ways to handle this. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a health professional, but I just feel like there's a bunch of overreaction going on. You got people like buying up hand sanitizer and soap and toilet paper and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, this is not the Walking Dead. It's a flu. It is a strain of the flu. It is not the Walking Dead. We are not in a world-ending pandemic epidemic situation. It's a strain of the flu. Eventually, there will be a cure or a vaccine manufactured, and we'll get past this. But I don't know if it warrants canceling every major event under the sun. Actually, strangely enough, while all the tech companies are rushing to cancel their events, the World Wrestling Entertainment Company, Vince McMahon, WWE, WrestleMania 36 is in 3 weeks, I think, and they are still having WrestleMania 36. Now, for those of y'all that are not familiar, WrestleMania 36 is the largest wrestling event of the year. It is the Super Bowl of wrestling. Now, if you're not familiar with the Super Bowl and things like that, basically what's going to happen next month is that there's going to be an entire football stadium of people coming together to watch this one wrestling event. These people come from all over the world to watch this one wrestling event. This happens every year. I mean, you were talking about people, the numbers and the hundreds of thousands that will be on hand to watch WrestleMania 36 in person. Now, I think WrestleMania 36 is in Florida this year. So you got all these people about to come to Florida this year to watch this wrestling event in a football stadium, and the WWE is not canceling WrestleMania. Now, for those of y'all that are tight with WWE and you know how Vince McMahon works, because Vince McMahon, he's the chairman, he's the owner operator of WWE. He's a stubborn bastard. So this doesn't really surprise me that he's not canceling. But just the simple mere fact that Vince McMahon is not even considering canceling this event, which could put his brand in such a negative light, it's not even funny. I mean, I almost want to have a party for Vince McMahon. I want to celebrate Vince McMahon for not caving into fear, because I think more this is fear than actual people dying out there. Yes, people are dying, but I think it's more about fear mongering and there's some type of fear being generated than actual stuff going on in the world. Now, if you listen to my man John Prosser on Front Page Tech, John Prosser says that the beer flu is a lot worse than we realize, and that probably is the case. I'm not going to really argue with that because I'm not over there in China. I don't know. But according to the people over in China, it's a lot worse than we realize. But I still personally believe that it's a lot more fear-mongering going on, and you got all these big tech companies running to cancel events. I mean, are we supposed to stay in our houses locked up? I mean, is that going to solve anything? I don't think that's going to solve anything. I mean, everybody wants people to work from home. They want people to stay in. They don't want nobody to travel. I mean, is that going to solve the problem? I mean, what is that going to do? Eventually, we need to come out of our houses. Eventually, we're going to have to travel again. I mean, at some point, you have to live life. I mean, you just can't stay locked up hoping you're not going to die from a beer flu. Like, what the hell? What is this? Like, what is this? This is not the way to live. I don't understand this stuff. I don't get it. I'm sorry, but me personally, I'm not going to live scared. Now, I know that this is not really a direct comparison, but every time you wake up and leave your house, you are at risk of dying, okay? When you get in your car and you drive to work, you are at risk of dying. I don't even want to talk about this too much, but Kobe Bryant probably thought he was going to make it home that night. He didn't. We are always at risk of dying. Locking yourself up in a damn house because of a damn coronavirus isn't going to change the fact that when your time comes, your time is coming. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It doesn't matter if you lock yourself away in a room, running scared. When your time is up, your time is up. So I'm of the mindset that I'm about to go out here and live my best life as long as I got it, because it's already halfway over with anyway. So I'm not about to be hiding in my house behind some fear tactics. I'm not doing it. But everybody wants to run and hide. They want to cancel these tech events, and it's ridiculous. Like I understand why it's happening. I don't know if I agree with it, but I understand. Like Andrew Edward Pryor broke it down to me on Twitter. He was talking about how if you hold one of these big tech events and you get people that come to the event that are infected with the virus, and they end up mingling with the software engineers and things like that, and these engineers get sick, then your company is putting their software development at risk. So you can't do that. So I understand it. I just think it's really overblown, but I understand it. But I don't know. I feel like there's a better way. Like I said, I'm not a health professional. I mean, largely I'm just talking out of my ass, but I mean, it does not change. It doesn't change how I feel. I feel like people are overreacting. I don't know how many of you all follow me on Twitter, but I retweeted that picture that OJ Simpson posted. We talking about OJ Simpson. This dude done killed people, and this fool got a mask on with a cart full of toilet paper, preparing for a damn virus. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Really? You of all people wearing a mask, rolling around with a whole cart full of toilet paper. You're OJ Simpson. You've gotten away with murder, but you want to protect yourself from the boy. Woo! Oh Lord. This live stream is gonna be demonetized like 5,000 times over, and I don't even care. But yeah. OJ Simpson of all people is trying to protect himself from the beer flu. Oh my God. Whew, boy, oh boy. But yeah, that's what we're talking about tonight. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, they canceled South by Southwest today. They officially canceled it. And I'm like, there was a rumored Apple March event. I'm pretty sure that's not happening. Hell, John Prosser reported this morning on Front Page Tech that I think it was Santa Clara County, which is where Cupertino is located. The county officials have asked all the big companies not to hold any mass gatherings until further notice. So that practically puts an Apple March event out of reach. You can't do it. The county doesn't even want you to do it. And then you got WWDC coming in June. Probably not going to happen. We know that Google already canceled I.O. So, I mean, all these events are getting canceled. Meanwhile, the other reason why this kind of infuriates me is because there are other events that have gone off this year without a hitch. I was there. I was at a mass gathering of the public back, at the beginning of February. I was at the Chicago Auto Show. For those of y'all that don't know, the Chicago Auto Show is the largest auto show in the nation. Maybe in the world, but definitely the nation. People come from all over the world to attend the Chicago Auto Show. I went not one, not two, but 3 times this year. I was there 3 days at the Chicago Auto Show, which went off without a hitch. And it was happening while this virus was spreading throughout the world. And I think even at that time, there was actually a reported case of the virus in Chicago while the auto show was going on. But the auto show happened without a hitch. The Consumer Electronics Show happened without a hitch. Again, the biggest tech event of the entire world in Las Vegas happened without a hitch. Nothing happened. Samsung, another event, the Unpacked event, happened without a hitch. Again, people come from all over the world to attend Samsung's Unpacked event. It went off without a hitch. So it's not like we can't hold events and not be safe or not have things, nothing happen. We've had 3 major worldwide events happen this year without a hitch. But yet, we're canceling Google I.O. We're canceling South by Southwest. We're canceling MWC. What is this? I forgot about that. The All-Star Game, the NBA All-Star Game, another massive major public gathering in Chicago, the same weekend at the auto show. The All-Star Game happened without a hitch. Now, the All-Star Game is not that big as the auto show, but still, you're talking about people coming from all over the world to attend those festivities, and nothing happened. But yet, all these tech companies are running scared to cancel events. When you don't know. You don't know. I don't know if we have enough information to properly gauge a proper response to this virus. But running and hiding and being scared and locking yourself inside a house is not going to cut it. And to the idiots buying masks and wearing masks in public, that's not going to protect you from the virus. Oh my God. If I'm not mistaken, I think the beer flu is an airborne virus, which means wearing a mask is useless. It's useless, but people around here wearing masks like that's going to protect them. That's not going to protect you. If it's an airborne virus, a mask is not going to help, dude. Especially not the mask you're wearing. Oh my, them surgical masks are not going to help you against an airborne virus. What are you doing? You look foolish. Oh Lord. Whew, man. But yeah, this is what we're talking about here. Uh, apparently, my friend who I had on my podcast recently, Giselle Money, she came to Chicago this weekend for a Mortal Kombat event. That event got canceled, and she didn't even know it canceled. So she came all the way from New York to Chicago for an event that got canceled. She wasn't even notified the event got canceled. Like, what is going on? What is happening here? Ooh, boy. Oh, boy. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Oh. Let me bring up that comment because I got a funny story about that. Let me see who said that. I think it was Simple Tech. So Simple Tech says the best thing people can do is not touch their face in public and keep your hands washed and your body clean. Don't cough into the air. Okay, that's not gonna happen. But did you see the video clip on Twitter that I retweeted today of the lady, the public official lady, telling people not to touch their faces, and then she goes and right there puts her finger in her mouth. What? What? Oh my God! This lady, I don't know. I think she must have been some type of government public official, whatever. She literally went on a microphone in public, telling people to not touch their faces. And then what does she do during her speech? She literally puts her finger in her mouth. What? What? You can't make this shit up if you try. You know what? Hold on, bro. Let me see if I can find this on Twitter. Let me see if I can find this for y'all. Hopefully I can. Oh yeah, I just gotta. You know what? I'm gonna need to think it up with my phone. But let me see if I can find it on Twitter. Because this is too funny not to share with you all. This is the stuff I'm talking. People are not operating with a full deck of brain cells today. They are not operating correctly. This lady literally told people not to touch their face and put her finger in her mouth. Like I'm done. Like I at that point, I think I'm gonna die of laughter. I literally almost died of laughter. Oh, here we go. Did I find it? Yeah, show the thread. Okay, we got the thread. Where's the thread? Okay, I got it. Okay, here we go. I got it. All right. So, okay, let me go back and share my screen. This is gonna be hilarious. I want you all to watch stupidity. This is literal, real life stupidity emotion right here. So where we got? We're gonna share the screen. Okay, all right. Okay, we're gonna enlarge this. All right, I'm gonna go back. All right, let me I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna put that back at the beginning. Let me get my phone. Let me get my S25 gangster. Let's see me try to think up the audio here. This isn't too good. This isn't too good, y'all. This isn't too good. I need y'all to listen to what she's about to say. I need y'all to listen to what's going on here. Okay, what are you doing? What is this? Nope, I don't want that. I don't want that. All right, where's the let me find it on my phone so we can sync this up. Okay, me. All right, here we go.
Touching your face.
Right, no, you shut up, lady. All right, so I want y'all to listen to what this lady about to say and then watch what she does. Listen to what she says and watch what she does.
Today, start working on not touching your face because one main way viruses spread is when you touch your own mouth, nose, or eyes.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Somebody help. Oh boy. Oh Lord. Oh God. Okay. I need a minute to recover. Oh man! Oh Lord! Oh no! Oh my God! These are the people who lead us. These are our government officials. These are the people who we're supposed to follow. They are leading us. These are our leaders. Oh my goodness! Oh Lord! Oh! I can't breathe. Oh boy. But yeah. I need a drink. I need a drink. This live stream about to be all sorts of demonetized. I don't even care. I don't even care. Hmm. Mm. oh, oh, oh man. Oh Lord. Oh God. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Whew. Okay. Bruh, when I first saw that clip, I could not stop laughing. I could not control my reaction. I was dead. I was done. Put a fork in me. I was done. I was done. do y'all see what's happening out here? But these are the people who are trying to tell us how to react to a live virus. People like her. Oh boy. But yeah. Whoo. Okay. Yeah. That's what we got to deal with here in 2020. That is 2020 in a nutshell. That is a perfect explanation. That is a perfect summation of 2020 right there. You saw it in a tweet. Oh God. Woo boy. All trend, dude. Trend, no. Trend, no. Trend, you know what they do, Tech Ray. You know what they do out here. Oh Lord. Oh boy. Oh boy. And 504. 504 got jokes, right? He got jokes. Whoa. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. On that point, I think we get into the live stream on that point. I mean, I don't really need to say anything. I don't need to say anything else. I just showed you the Twitter clip of what we dealing with here with this beer flu. I showed you all what we're up against. I know common sense isn't common no more, but damn! Damn! But anyway. Thank you guys for rocking with me tonight. I appreciate you all hanging with me for this hour of just absolute buffoonery. Hopefully you guys learned something about the whole iOS versus the Android thing. Like I said, at this point in personal preference, one is not better than the other. They both do the same thing. They just take different routes. They take different routes to get there. But yeah, one's not better than the other. They are both amazing operating systems. They both have amazing devices. Basically, you pick which one works best for you and roll out from there. You know how I feel about this whole coronavirus situation. Like I don't really care about standing anymore. I'm not even gonna try to monetize this live stream because it's not gonna get demonetized. It's gonna get demonetized if I try to. So I'm not even gonna try to monetize the live stream. Who cares? For those of y'all that super chatted tonight, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you guys supporting me. I thank you for rocking out with me each and every week. I don't think anybody brought me a coffee, but if you did, thank you for the coffee. But I don't think I don't remember getting any email notifications about coffee. So I think we're good on that one tonight. Yeah, no coffee tonight, but that's cool. We cool. But anyway, on that note, I'm gonna give you your Friday evening. Again, thanks for rocking with your boy. I'll be back at some point this weekend for a video and things like that. Shout out to my man Genosis. That's right. Go check out the main channel. If you're not subscribed to the main channel, it's basically Apple content. But if you like Apple, if you rock it with Team Apple, definitely go check out and subscribe to the main channel. I'm trying to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. It's a slow process, but your boy is not giving up. I'm not giving up. So definitely check out the main channel if you want to do that. If you want to buy me a coffee, the link is in the description, or you could hit the link that Janosen just pasted in the live stream. Thank you, Janosen, for always supporting me, man. I appreciate you, bro. If you guys want to check out some Viper merch like I'm wearing right now, check out Vibe Zone. Got the Viper merch on deck. But that is it for Friday Night Vibe. I think we can end it on that tweet. We can end it on that note. So until the next time, baby, this your boy Viper, the man about tech. You know it. I can't breathe. Just monkey to the truck. Cut the live stream. It's over with. Cut in the live stream. Just cut it off, monkey. In the damn live stream. I can't breathe. I can't